So it's almost dark, but I decided to do this anyway. Monstrosities. Oh, another one went up. Anyway, I had a squirrel get in here the other day again and dig a couple holes, so I went through and sprayed that wolf pee all over everything wood. Look at those cherry blossoms. I'm so excited. I think I'm gonna get like a whole 9 cherries this year, which is 9 more cherries than I've ever grown in my life. Very excited. So I got the pear trees. Here's one of them. This is the red claps European pear. You know, actually, this branch structure might be okay, even though some of those, you know, those branches are a little bit close. Based on the guy that I've been watching on YouTube, right? But maybe it's okay. What else? I got the pomegranate and the 2 pears yesterday. So I planted the pears here and I put the pomegranate in the front yard because actually the one that did well last year, that I was wondering if it died over the winter time because it was so cold, I actually, either it's some weed, which I don't think it is because I tugged everything around the base of it, or one of the pomegranates actually survived. So I pulled the certainly dead one out of the yard and put the new one in its place, and then planted out these pears. So here's another pear. You know, it looks like they gave them 3 leads and then cut off everything else. Is this a little bud? Oh, I'm so excited. Of course this won't focus, of course, right? So I put these in pots. I read on the internet that you want to plant fruit trees 50 feet away from black walnuts, and based on the fact that this garden is 25 foot when I measured it out, the squirrel had knocked over the kiwi pot yet again. I don't know why it's always terrorizing the kiwis. I think my garden's like 25 foot away from that black walnut. The stump there. So I think I am gonna have to have it ground out, because it'll definitely be competing with if I plant it over here. You know, if I plant it over here, maybe that's like 30 feet or 40 feet, but maybe that's not far enough away. But to put all the fruit trees in the ground, right? So if I put one here, so if I put the fruit cocktail here, and then the mixed mirabelles, and then a pear. Maybe if I put the other pear towards the front end there, it might be okay. You know, maybe it'll be okay. I'll think about it this season, because I'm not moving these fruit trees out of these pots until the winter time. Because if they're already growing, then that's that, and my back still isn't all healed yet. Look at my painted violas. So they can stay in these pots then. Oh, and I should probably put the fig out into the ground too. And what else? Because I went on a shopping spree, oops, as you do with plants, and I got I think it's like 4 or 5 times grafted varieties of peaches. So I'll have that to plant out too. You know, the midday sun in the middle of the summer does come in through the top of the garden here, so maybe if I put trees in the front, it won't completely shade everything out anyway. Considering I have the rhubarb in the front anyway, maybe it'll be okay. I guess I'll track the sunshine coming in a little bit harder this summer and try to keep aware of it, because if this is 25 foot and it looks like it's roughly 25 foot away from the end of the yard, then that's the 50 feet that you need. So maybe that'll be okay. I guess I'll notice it if my strawberries start dying back. But man, look at all those strawberry blooms. I hope I have such a glut of strawberries this year that I never want to see a strawberry again. Yeah, so I think that'll be okay. Definitely lots of reasons for putting in raised bed, but it's also good for those black walnut roots. So look at this asparagus, it's taking off. So I had pulled a couple off here to eat, and then it grew back again, and that one still hasn't leafed out, and it's like 2 or 3 foot tall asparagus already. Maybe I should chop it down and eat it. It's a beefy one. This one still hasn't come up yet. Let's see if I can focus this. This one still hasn't come up yet. I actually went through and tucked some more asparagus seeds in here. Maybe I'll get some new ones sprouting this year. So next year, this one will be big enough, and then this one will certainly be big enough to eat. Some of the spindlier ones I think I planted in the fall of 2020, so this will be the 3rd growing season, but they're kind of off season, so they're not really second gear plants, right? Oh, and one of the purple ones over there is coming up too. But it's kind of spindly. We'll go over there and look at it. So some of the ones over here are still not coming up yet either. Like the bigger one over here that I transplanted from this bed over here. Remember when I had 3 of them in the middle here before? I moved them over the winter time, and I don't know if I planted them wrong or transplanting them disturbs their roots enough that they don't want to grow again, or maybe I should just never move asparagus ever again, but that's okay. Look at all these strawberries. I'm so excited. I hope it keeps raining regularly and they get fat and juicy and I have a nice feast this year. So where is it? There's the purple one. Do you see that? I'm so excited. I've never eaten a purple asparagus before. Maybe I'll wait for it to put up a second stalk before I try to pick it. Oh, look, there's another one. Because I'd put all the purples in here. And of course the strawberries are shading it out because they're so thick. Oh man, I've got that creeping Charlie in here too. Do not want out weeding this year because the garden's been established for a little while, right? So now the weeds are finally coming in and I gotta stay on top of it. That first year was so nice when it was fresh and new and there were no weeds because there were no weed seeds because it was fresh potting soil. So now I actually got to do some weeding. Oh, and no snails and slugs yet. I guess that sluggo worked a treat. I'm hoping I don't have like spiders bite me in here, right? So the sluggo worked a treat. I'm excited. That one too. Of course I have squirrels this year, so I don't know what's better or worse, right? There's always something. When you're growing good stuff, there's always something that wants to share with you, even if you don't want to share with them. So hopefully some of those other roots that I'd planted of the purple asparagus come up too. I know that these were going to come up because they had some leaves last year, but there were definitely some dormant ones that I'm not sure if they really made it last year. The purple ones are the ones that the neighbor next to me, he had gotten some last year and then gave me some. So I picked, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 up. So I'm glad if 2 of them survived. I should probably just let it grow out, though. Oh, and the squirrel dug in the purple pot over there with the shiso. Not the best. So a couple days ago I went through and pulled all the dandelion blooms off and all the seeds because I definitely don't need more of those because I definitely have enough. What else? These are bolting again, the sorrel. I guess I should chop it off. So this weekend I want to take mulch from the mulch pile up there by the shed that I kind of mounded up a little bit. Hopefully I can get it into my wagon. I had to kick my wagon out of the shed to make room for the construction stuff that's still going on. Supposedly they'll be finished Monday though. So I'm gonna try to, it's gonna have to be one of those squat, crouch, and hold the shovel real close to the head and do it slow and hope that I don't blow my back out. And then move mulch into this wagon because I want to move it around the small trees that I planted at the end of the yard there. And if they do finish that construction Monday, then I can get the outside of the house painting estimated, and if it comes in at not a stupid unreasonable number, then maybe I'll see what it would cost to get that stump ground out. Because, you know, actually if I got it out, I might put in that that other pear. It's mountain ash crossed with pear. So it's like little miniature dainty pears. So, oop, I missed one. don't go everywhere, for the love of God. So it's like a cute little dainty, like half of a pear size. So I could presumably just put it in the yard. There you go. Let's see if this is actually 25 feet. Might be less. Yeah, it might be less. I'm bad with sizes of things. If I got this ground out, well, you know, it might be the same size. I'm just bad at this. I could put the mountain ash pear cross over here, because it's sort of like quote unquote generic tree, right? But it'll have some fruits, but it'll still be like the nice shade trees that I'm planting over here to give me some shade in my yard. Yeah, it'll be a shame to get rid of this, but if it's poisoning everything else, I mean, there's another one growing on the other side of the yard. Oh, and the pecan over there, I was watching videos on pruning stuff, and I decided, you know what, I am gonna lop the top of it off to force it to grow some branches. Like 6-8 feet off the ground, so it'll grow some branches over there and hopefully be a nice sturdy branch-filled tree. We'll see. The squirrels have planted other pecans. Actually, where my septic system D-box is, I've seen some sprouting, because they already have leaves growing in. The pecans grow in leaves sooner than the black walnuts do, and that's why I think they're pecans. So these trees that I moved, I don't think they're dead. I think they've started budding out. We'll see. I want to move mulch around that, and this river birch that of course got nipped by deer. Like all of the leaves, but I put cayenne pepper on it the last time after it stopped raining. When I get the willows, because one of the online stores had a sale for willows for $2 each, so I'm gonna put one of them here-ish. And then here I moved one of the maples from the yard, and here's another one of those river birch. I put a cute little Christmas tree kind of guy here. Another river birch. And then this is our black walnut that I'll have growing on this side of the yard instead of the other side of the yard. And I clipped the one off that was growing over there. And then here's that pecan, and it's already kind of pushing out some nice branches there, which will be good. And what else? I don't think I put any of the pawpaws over here, but I think I put them further up, but I think I'm gonna aim to put one of them over here, especially if I don't take that walnut out. You know, maybe I'll put some of them in a pot in the garden, especially if I plan on planting them out where the walnut is. Like either I'll put a pear there or some pawpaws, I think. I think one of them I might have, was it here or somewhere else? I think it was over here. Yeah, it was over here that I put one of the pawpaws. And I don't know what these shrubs are, but I think I might take them out in favor of berry bushes soon here. And then the rest of the pawpaws are over here. I think I saw them budding before, so that's good. I was gonna show you that pear. So let's go look at that pear real quick and then wrap it up. Maybe I should mow again this weekend. I think the grass is like 3 inches tall again, but you know, I think it's supposed to rain on Monday. Maybe I probably should. I was gonna say maybe I'll mow mid next week, because it seems like it really wants a week and a half instead of a week or 2 weeks this time of year, but we'll see how I feel this weekend. I think I'll move the mulch first and see how I feel. So this is that other pear. It's that Sheepova pear. I don't know if it'll focus, this horrible thing. That Sheepova pear. So it's mountain ash crossed with pear, and they graft these on semi-dwarf rootstocks, both of the pears. So the root is actually pretty far down this pot. Like there's a big massive pile of root at the bottom there and almost nothing near the top of it, which I feel kind of bad having stuck it in a pot, but for now it'll do. Oh, before we go. Huh, I wonder why that's wet. Anyway, you see that? Blooms on the Geneva Mirabelle plum. I'm so excited. Maybe I'll have 2 plums this year. 2 plums and 9 cherries. Hopefully some of the rest of these bud out too and I get way more plums. So I've been watching lots of videos on how to espalier and train trees and stuff, and I think it'll be a bit of work to get this stuff in the shape that I want it, especially considering all the overlapping branches right now, but I think I'll just... And I think you're supposed to prune stone fruits after they're already growing, like mid-season, so I've got a little time and they're not in the ground yet, so maybe I'll do a little bit of pruning this year before they're actually strung up on any poles, but definitely food for thought for next year. While they're still nice and pliable this year, then definitely have to think about it. Okay, it's getting dark. I'm gonna go back inside, and man, this really doesn't focus when it's dark, does it? There we go. There's my composter trash bag, because I ran out of room in the composters, and they cost twice as much this year as they did a year and a half ago. Look at all those flowers. Okay, that's it for this week. Till next week.